Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to the video. It is Friday night. If you're watching this on the live, and if you're watching this on the replay, it's whenever you clicked on the video. Hey, but just had a little bit of time and wanted to jump on and just do a little impromptu Hangouts slash question and answers. So if you're joining me live, feel free to go ahead and leave any questions that you have in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments below this video. Or you can shoot me an email to ifwithryan@gmail.com. If I don't get a chance to get to your questions, feel free to shoot me a question, ifwithryan@gmail.com. Other than that, I just wanted to jump on and share a little bit about what I am up to, my own intermittent fasting journey, some things that I am working on right now, as well as answer any questions that you may have. So again, it's Friday night. I just finished having my one meal. Me and the girls went out to dinner. Carrie's got a work thing she's doing tonight, which gives me a little bit of time to jump on and spend some time with you all. But I just finished having my one meal, and I'm having a little bit of decaf coffee with some creamer and getting ready to start my fasting timer here in a little bit. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me. And I see we've got a lot of people jumping on. So let me know in the chat below where you're watching from. I know all around the world because we're joining in, but I see everyone in here. Just some quick, hey, what's going on, Gavin? Nate, what's going on? Carol, how are you doing? Very good. Sarah, how are you? Nate, watching from the UK. And Anime Nerd, hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, so again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat, and let's just jump right into it. And so for the first question is, how do you do longer fasts without giving in? And I always like to start this by saying, it depends on how long you have been doing intermittent fasting for. If you have been intermittent fasting for less than a month, sometimes you just kind of have to muscle through those a little bit. You can have some water, have some decaf coffee, keep yourself busy. I don't want you to do anything longer than the 16 hours. Make it to 16, because once you make it through those first few weeks, then your body kind of gets used to it and you stop feeling hungry in the morning when you would normally have breakfast. So that's if you're just starting out. Now, if you have been intermittent fasting for a while and your question is longer fast without giving in, I generally consider a longer fast that 18 to 22 hour mark. I don't do anything over 30 hours. I've only done a handful of time in the last few years. But here's my advice. Whenever you start to feel hungry, I always like to set a timer for an hour. And if the hour goes by and at the end of that time, if you are still hungry, well, then I like to suggest that you go ahead and eat something. There's no harm in breaking your fast early and even doing less than 16 hours if you are truly hungry for more than an hour. Listen to your body and go ahead and eat something. But one of the things that I like to do is I like to set a timer on my watch for an hour, drink some water, drink some coffee, stay busy. And more times than not, that hour comes and goes and I'm no longer hungry. So that's my tip for how to do those longer fasts. Finished your pool day and a meal prepping just in time for the stream. Good stuff, man. I love pull days. Back days are some of my favorite. Now, I generally have been doing whole body or entire body just because I'm only working out 2, sometimes 3 days a week, and I don't like to miss a body part, so I kind of do everything whenever I get into the gym. But I did something a little different this week. I did kettlebell workouts. I got a kettlebell for here at the house, and I've done kettlebell workouts 3 mornings here in the living room, watching some videos actually on YouTube. Keeping you company while you cook. Good stuff, Esther. I'm glad to be with you in the kitchen while you're cooking. Let me know what you're cooking down below. All right, let's see. Lost my spot there for a second. All right, we're back. What's your favorite restaurant in Jacksonville? New resident here. Okay, so Jacksonville is huge, but here's my favorite restaurant. It is Southern Coast Seafood. Be sure to check them out. You can look them up on Google Maps. It's on Monument Road, I believe is the address on. But Southern Coast Seafood, that place is so good. It's in this little strip mall. You wouldn't know it driving by it, but when you go inside, it's a very nice restaurant, but the food is delicious, and it's so tough because I love to eat, and there's a lot of great places to eat. But if I had to made me recommend one, it would be Southern Coast Seafood. Be sure to check them out and tell them that you heard about it through me, because at some point I want to get in there and film a video and talk to the owners about what they do, because I just love their establishment so much. But Southern Coast Seafood. Hey, it's Lynn from Rhode Island. Love watching you. Hey, I appreciate it so much, Lynn. So glad you could be joining me. We have a decent amount of people from Rhode Island and New Jersey and the Northeast. I asked the other day where everyone watches from. There's a decent amount of people in there. The number one thing I do to keep from ruining your fast, if you watch the channel for any bit of time, and I think as I do this longer and as I get better at sharing my own experience and my own journey, I understand the importance of mindset. So the one thing that I do to prevent myself from ruining a fast is I don't get down on myself on those days that I slip up or mess up, because I know that's part of the process. It's part of the journey. I think this idea of food guilt and messing up and not doing things perfectly does way more harm than the thing itself. So the number one thing I do just in my own journey is to give myself a little bit of grace. Now, that's not saying I don't try to be really good. I do try to be good. But if I step off the path, I kind of give myself a little bit of forgiveness, so that way I can get back on and keep moving forward. Another Florida fan in the house, or Florida resident in the house. Bahamas, Panama City, Florida. I see from Marietta, Georgia. Oh, I got a help here. I just started intermittent fasting. The last 2 hours I get hungry as hell. Any advice? I'm in DC. Hey, so again, in those last 2 hours, I don't know how long you're going for. If you're going for 16 hours, you know, depending on how long you've been doing it, sometimes if you're just starting, you do got to muscle through that a little bit. But set that timer for an hour, and if you're still hungry at the end of that time, go ahead and eat something. And the girls are crawling in the back. What's going on, girls? You need something? Okay, you're gonna go put your pajamas on? Okay. Let's see, we'll get you some fruit. Will you split her some strawberries and blueberries? Okay. No, blackberries. Blackberries and strawberries. That's what we have.
Do you have any?
We do. They're in there in a bowl. All right, let's see. Got watching from the Jamaica, Virginia, Madison, from the USA. If you don't drink coffee, can you drink green tea instead? Absolutely. Any 0-calorie drinks, you're good to have during your fasting period. All right. Here we go. Oh, get out of here, Caesar. I appreciate that. I really do. Love your channel. What has been the best time? All right. What has been the best time to work out for you? Start, middle, or end of your fasting? Come on, go wish this in. She's gonna get you a fruit. So the best time for me is I generally work out probably 2/3 of the way through my fast. So what that looks like for me is I'm usually working out 8 to 9 in the morning, breaking my fast around 2. But the other thing is, my recommendation for anybody looking for the best time to work out when it comes to that is whatever fits within your schedule and you can do consistently is always my recommendation for when is the best time to work out. The idea that you have to work out fasted, while yes, you do get some benefits from working out in a fasted state, the thing to realize is sometimes we get so caught up of doing things perfectly and getting the best results. Sometimes good or done is better than perfect. So work out whenever it fits best into your schedule and you can be consistent with it. So for some people, that may mean you can get to the gym after you've gotten off of work for the day and eaten something and you're working out in the middle of your feeding window, or it may mean you're working out right after your feeding window at the start of your fast. So whatever works best with your schedule. She's gonna get it for you. All right. What has been the best time to work out for you? Oh, start, middle, end. We were just on that one. Imagine we were fasting for a whole month every year from morning till the evening. Yeah, Ramadan every year. So a decent percentage of the population fasts morning to evening. Hey, Ryan, love your stuff. What's your goal weight right now? I'm thinking it's probably 195. I'm kind of going for a look more than anything else. You know, I want to have a muscular physique. I am like, I've been around that 210 to 213 for about a month. Okay. For about a month or two, I've been at that 210 to 213. Um, but I think 195 is kind of what I am shooting for weight wise. But I'm not in any hurry to get there. And that's something that I've kind of actually been struggling through this last little bit. All right, I started intermittent fasting OMAD because of you. Thanks for sharing your experience. I appreciate that. I always love getting comments like that. All right, the hour timer is a great idea. I always break my fast. Yeah, the reason that I like the hour timer is it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to think about mentally if you've got 5 hours left in your fast and you're hungry, thinking, I can't make it another 5 hours. It's that kind of mental hurdle that can trip you up. Whereas if you think, I only need to make it another hour, you set your timer for that hour, and usually at the end of that, you know, more times than not, you're not hungry anymore. Maybe. Hold on. I'm gonna. All right, I think we're good. Homemade Chick-fil-A. Oh, that sounds good. Definitely like fasting. Shout out from I definitely like fasting. Shout out from Salt Lake City. Charlotte, you were being a ham. Indiana, have you considered the vertical diet? I have never heard of the vertical diet. I'm not actually quite sure what that is. Hold on one second. I'm going to go set her up with something to eat, and I will be back. Please enjoy this music. I will be back in just a minute. All right, we got cheese stick, we got food, we're good to go. All right, so am I interested in making recipe shorts videos? So here's the reason that I don't make a lot of recipe videos for the shorts is honestly, it just comes down to a time thing. Those recipe videos take a lot to film, edit, and shoot. And with the limited amount of time that I have, that's one of the reasons that I'm not doing recipes. And honestly, most of the stuff that is recipe intensive, 9 times out of 10, Carrie is making it. If you notice, whenever I cook, I try to keep it really simple. And a lot of the things that I cook, I will tell you in the short how I'm making it because I'm filming right there as I'm eating. But some of those things that are more intensive, like the Tuscan chicken, the white chicken chili, more times than not, Carrie is cooking that stuff. Honestly, just because she enjoys cooking a little more. So that's honestly, I just don't have time to do a lot of the recipe videos. It's me for the week. Hey from Vegas. Madeline saying hey. Got hello from the UK. Houston, Texas. Duval. Hey, another Duval resident. What's going on? Oh, lost just for a second. Great advice. I messed up on Father's Day with some homemade Italian food. Hey, no worries, man. It's all about, getting back on and understanding that we've got the whole rest of our lives to kind of get and stay healthy. We don't need to be in a hurry. My favorite cheat meal / dessert is probably, I love anything sweets, cheesecake, key lime pie. And one of the things that I have been eating a little more of, trying to be conscious about what I'm eating, is I try to go a little healthier on the pizzas. So I get the pizzas with like the olive oil base and heavy in the chicken and like the thin crust. But what I love is like a New York style, really super greasy pepperoni pizza. I haven't been eating those as much. Shout out from 3-year-old Laney. Oh, good stuff, man. And I appreciate that. I watch your videos every time. Nice haircut. Thank you. I got get my haircut at Elevated Barber Studios. For those of you that are in Jacksonville, my buddy Vince hooked me up. He gives the sharpest fade around. So if you're in Jacksonville, Elevated Barber Studio. Hey, that's actually part of the reason that I ended up doing the live stream, was because I usually do them at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, I had a little bit of time here. I would jump on Friday evening. According to my YouTube analytics, this is when a lot of my subscribers happen to be on. So I figured I'd give Friday night a shot. Enjoy your day in the life video. Lots of great advice and motivation. Hey, I really appreciate that. The day in the lives, they are fun to shoot. Sometimes I feel like they get repetitive. So part of me wants to make sure that they're different enough and I'm giving different advice, because sometimes a lot of my days look the same when it comes to my fasting and food, but I appreciate that. Hey, what's going on, man? Is there a type of food you absolutely try to avoid? Oh, this is a great question. I would say that there are a few things that I try to avoid. French fries. I just try to avoid French fries because that is something that it's fat and it's carbs. And whenever I start eating them, I can't stop eating them. Like I could easily down 3 to 4 human-sized servings, like big servings of French fries, and not even bat an eye. So for me, French fries is one that is easier to avoid. Greetings from Memphis. Good stuff. French fries, and the other one is Oreos and potato chips for the same reason. Once I start, I can't stop. Love your channel. Watching for the last month. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Would love to hear more about your military career. So that video is coming. I put a post on the community tab of YouTube like 2 weeks ago, and I got a list of questions. I'm going to do a question and answer. I'm going to pre-record it so I can get as many as possible and edit out all the ums and all that kind of stuff. But I am going to post a video talking about my experience in the Army. Thank you very much. You should get jacked. Well, that would be fun. When I was in college, I liked bodybuilding and physique competitions, things like that. So I'm kind of geared that way, just because, again, when it comes to working out and exercise, I always recommend you do what you enjoy. And I enjoy that bodybuilding physique style of workouts, which is why a lot of the times that's what you see me doing, or that's what I share, because that's what I enjoy. So I absolutely do want to get muscular. The thing that I'm working on now more is doing that slowly and sustainably so that I can be healthy for the rest of my life, not just for a photo shoot. Have you connected with other YouTube fitness creators, or do you have someone in mind you would love to collab with? So I have connected with some other fitness YouTubers, people that are kind of on my same YouTube path, meaning we started YouTube around the same time. So we're kind of like small channels working together. There's a few. One that I would recommend, somebody was asking earlier in the live stream about, they were asking about recipes, but another question I get is to film more of my workouts. I don't film all my workouts for the same reason I don't film recipes. It's time intensive. And because I only get to work out 2 to 3 days a week, I really tried to put a lot into those workouts, and to film myself, set up my phone, get all the things would take away from my workouts. So I don't get to film them a lot. But somebody who I would recommend is Dad Bod Fitness TV. His name is Dave Stacy. He runs that. If you watch my creatine video, where I talk about me starting to take creatine, he helped me film that one. So he answered some questions for me. But he has a lot of great workout videos. So Dad Bod Fitness TV, check him out for sure. Dave Stacy, let him know you heard about him over here. That I would appreciate that. And then as far as people I would love to collaborate with, Thomas DeLauer and Nick Bear are probably my top two favorite YouTube creators. Hey, what's going on, Steve? What's up, man? I normally eat twice a day and only lift 2-3 times a week. So what would you recommend? Stick with 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day? Depending on what your goal is. If your goal is weight loss, then 1 meal helps, and you can switch it up. So some days you do 1 meal, some days you do 2. But if muscle building is the goal, you do need to get food in. So, maybe look at doing the 2 meals or the 16-hour fast, start eating at noon. Thank you for inspiring me. I appreciate that. So I enjoy sharing my journey, but I do enjoy the motivation and inspiration I get as well from knowing that you all are behind me. I do appreciate that. Do you think intermittent fasting is ideal for? So I'm not a doctor or professional. I'm sharing my own journey, but one of the things that I do know is there's 2 groups of people that are generally not recommended to do intermittent fasting, and that is pregnant and nursing women and young adults, people that haven't reached full physical maturity yet. It's not recommended that you do intermittent fasting because you do need to eat and get in all of your nutrients, macro and micronutrients. So that is one of the groups of people that it is not recommended for intermittent fasting, is pregnant and nursing women and young adults, adolescents, people who have not yet fully matured. Enjoy your videos. Thanks for being chill. Hey, I appreciate that. It's probably my nature. I'm a little bit of a smart aleck. Sometimes I don't clap back at every rude comment that I see on the page. It kind of sometimes would be in my nature to do so, but that's just me being in the Army. Like, we cut up with each other like, hey man, if you want to throw down, let's do it. But I appreciate that. I try to stay mostly chill and kind of funny, even though I don't think I'm that funny. I know I'm not that funny, even though I think I am. Is there one food you just can't give yourself except for special occasions, triggers you to not stop? Covered that a little before. It says French fries, Oreos, and potato chips for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jake. Hello from St. Louis. What's going on, St. Louis? Steaks in the cast iron. Cast iron with the ghee is the way to go. And because this is the live stream and most of the people watching this are fans of the channel, and if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments below. Let me know you made it to 22 minutes and 40 seconds in the replay. But a little secret about myself is I can be lazy, especially when it comes to cooking and stuff like that. And cooking in the cast iron is easier than for me going out and starting up the grill. I actually just got rid of our grill, pushed it to the road because I haven't used it in like 2 years. But even with that being said, the cast iron is pretty convenient to cook the steaks in, and it makes a great steak. How long do I see myself doing intermittent fasting? I could probably keep this up forever. Honestly, I see no downside to intermittent fasting. And one of the great things about intermittent fasting is if I want to eat breakfast on one day, I can do it one day and the next day get right back into fasting. I just feel so good by doing it. I feel better during the day when I haven't eaten. I feel high energy levels. I don't feel lethargic like I need to take a nap. So I'm probably going to continue intermittent fasting for the foreseeable future. Hey, how you doing today? What are you planning on having for dinner? So I actually just finished eating. This is the last thing that I'm going to have. It's 1 meal a day, but I wanted a little creamer because it's been a few weeks since I've had creamer. So I'm having decaf coffee with creamer right now, but for my 1 meal today, we went to a place called Mission Barbecue. I know it's a change. We didn't do Pizza Friday. We ended up doing barbecue, and I just had a ton of meat. It was good. That's because yesterday I went a little ham. I had a Publix chicken tender sub and a Publix key lime pie. So that's one of the things that I'll do to kind of balance everything out, because I had fairly unhealthy foods yesterday, or healthy being I had the fried chicken tenders and the white bread and the key lime pie, high in carbs, high in fats, high in fried foods. I balanced that with today. I just had meat. I don't know if that's the perfect thing or not. There are going to be a million people when I post those 2 shorts, both the one of me eating the chicken tender sub and the key lime pie, and when I post the one of I ate nothing but barbecue meat for dinner. There's going to be people telling me how completely unhealthy that is, but that's the reality. That's the kind of balance that I look for. Yesterday wasn't that healthy. But today, I personally feel like carnivore is a healthy way to go. I don't do it because it doesn't make sense with my family, but on a certain day I could do it. Like today, I just had meat, so I had that for dinner. Do you plan on getting any more tattoos? I absolutely do. I would love to get more tattoos. I can't afford it right now, but I would love to get more tattoos. Happy Friday night. I hope you're doing well. It's great to see your comments earlier on the shorts. I appreciate you jumping on a live stream. Again, I'm glad to do it on Friday night, kind of catch a different crowd. Am I a fan of more plates, more dates? I love Derek. I love more plates, more dates. One of my secret, like, I would love to get to a point where Derek is pulling me up and asking him if I'm natty or not. That's how big I'd like to be at some point, or how muscular. The thing that I think he's going to agree with me is I'm natural on is because one of the things that he always pulls up is what's a realistic timeline. And that's why I love sharing my journey on YouTube, is because I envision a year from now when people see what I look like and how healthy I am, they're going to think it's unattainable. But I want them to be able to come back to YouTube and see I didn't have a 90-day transformation. I didn't even have a 6-month transformation. Every month I just got a little bit better, and after a few years I got in great shape. But yeah, I love more plates, more dates. Watch a ton of his stuff, and secretly would love to get scrutinized by Derek at more plates, more dates, because there's questions regarding my natural status, because that's how insane of a transformation I would like to have eventually. What's the wording for your quote? Don't let perfection defeat progress. I think all the time. Oh, it's not mine. It's Voltaire's. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good is one of them. That's a quote by Voltaire, and the other one is progress over perfection. Just progress over perfection. Love the channel. I don't know if it was already answered, but what was your role in the U.S. military and how was your experience? I was in the Army and I was in the infantry. In the Army, in the infantry, I loved it. I loved everything about the Army. I ended up having to get out. Karen and I made the decision for me to get out because I spent 2 out of 6 years in Afghanistan and was getting ready to go back to Afghanistan right before I got out. Because being in the infantry, we had just had Caroline, our first daughter, and at the end of 20 years, I foresaw being deployed 8 or 9 of them, and it was just too much time away from family. Take a second to do a quick shout out to JJ. I appreciate the super chat. I really do. I think I really appreciate that support, JJ. Thank you very much. That really means a lot to me. Thank you so much, man. I can't tell you. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Where was I at? Do you have any goals like physique or strength goals? Or are you just trying to keep general health? I got some physique goals. I think I struggle. I would like to be in good enough shape that I could consider doing like a physique show. Not that I'm going to be in that. I'm not going to be that ready. But if I wanted to, I could get to that state. Like right now, I'm so far off from that. But to be close enough, that's kind of one of my mini goals, if you will. Do I do OMAD every day? I don't. I would say I probably do it 3 to 4 days a week is what I'm doing OMAD right now. Great to see a good, honest family man doing well for himself. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Rob. How do you encourage health on your daughter's diet-wise lifestyle? We talk about balance. One of the things that I'm sure that one of the things that we don't talk about is good foods and bad foods. I picked that up from, I can't recall where I picked it up, but we have sometimes foods and always foods. So try not to assign morality to food, because I do think that food guilt can be an absolute killer. So we talk about all time, sometimes foods and all the time foods. And I think one of the other things that we try to talk to the girls about is not finishing their plates if they don't, because that's something that I grew up doing and I struggle with, is if food was put on my plate, I ate all of it, regardless if I was full or not. So it's okay to have leftovers. It's okay to get a piece of birthday cake and not finish it. That's something that I did not learn growing up as a child that we're trying to impart. Appreciate you answering my question. I'm new to the program. Absolutely enjoyed looking at your videos for motivation. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Love your channel. Just out of curiosity, do you recommend doing OMAD at lunch or dinner? Doesn't matter. Whatever works best for you. I do it both ways. Like today, I did it fairly early on, so I had my one meal at 5 o'clock. But because I had all meat, I'm so full right now. Like, I'm not even going to think about food. I'm not going to go to bed until 10 o'clock tonight, but I'm not going to think about food again. So depending on what types of foods you're eating, if you can remain satiated for the rest of the day, there's no problem in doing your OMAD earlier. But then there's other times where if we were going to have pizza on Friday night, I like to eat that at 8 o'clock so that when I go to bed 2 hours after that, I'm not hungry. If I were to eat pizza and carbs earlier in the day, I do get that blood sugar spike and drop. And generally the way that you feel when that blood sugar drops, you feel like you need to eat something else to bring you back up. So when I'm going to have carbs, I don't have those earlier in the day if I'm going to do OMAD. Love how you care. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Lauren, thank you. I really appreciate that. Do I use a fasting app? I use Fastic is the app that I use to track my fasting times. Then sports. So are there any competitions, events, sports that have piqued your interest that you'd like to pursue? Yeah, so I did the Memorial Day Murph. I think the next thing that I have coming up that I would like to find is like a Spartan race or something like that. I think that would kind of be fun. And time frame wise, I turned 36 in September, and I was thinking it'd be kind of cool if I did something like that for my birthday. So I'm going to start looking and eyeballing Spartan races in and around the September time frame. Mission Barbecue slaps. It absolutely does. I can't wait to. So I'm about a week and a half ahead is where I try to be on my shorts. So whenever you see me post something, so like I posted this morning about the Saturday morning bike ride. That was actually last Saturday. I try to be like a week ahead. That gives me time to get them edited. So the Mission Barbecue short should be out in about a week and a half. But the face that I made when I ate those ribs, that was I think it's the best barbecue I've ever had in my entire life. I can't believe it's been a few years since I've eaten there. I haven't eaten there since I've been doing YouTube. And we went there tonight and it was so good. Thank you very much, Aaron. I appreciate that. Sandra, what I love most about your content, not only do you make great choices when you eat, but you also always positively respond to the negative comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes there was a comment that I didn't respond to. I didn't make a video. I wanted to. I just talked to the guy in the comment section. But he made a derogatory comment about me working at the grocery store, and sometimes I get sad that there are people that are so bitter out there that they take the time to leave negative comments. It's sad. And the people that leave those comments more often than not are broken, which is why I try to respond positively with a little bit of humor. Sometimes I take a light jab, like siblings would do. There's a little light jab in there, but most of the people leaving hateful comments like that are usually bitter, and I feel sorry for them. Life's too short to be so negative. Would you ever do YouTube as a full-time job, or do you prefer it to your normal job? I mean, we'll see what the future holds. So we are 35 minutes in the live stream now. We got 36 people on. I have no idea how many people are going to watch this on the replay, usually about 1,000. But let you in a little bit about the channel. So one of the things that I like about having it be, my side hustle slash hobby, which I am starting to make money off of YouTube now. I'm not making hardly anything because most of it now goes back into the editor and stuff like that. So I spend a decent amount of money getting the stuff edited. But by having YouTube be something that I don't depend on for my livelihood, it allows me the freedom and the flexibility to do what I want with for my channel. So I get emails, probably 2 emails a week from companies asking to sponsor me or do a video shout out. And I just had a company offer to give me a little bit of money to represent their product. Now, I do happen to like their product, but the money just didn't make sense for me to make a whole video for it. So I turned it down, but I was able to turn it down because this isn't my sole source of income. So at some point, I imagine sponsored posts are going to be coming, but I want to be in the position that I'm working with companies that I appreciate. Like, please shoot Epic. I would love Epic to sponsor me because I love their products. I would love for them to sponsor an episode. But because YouTube is not my full-time job, I'm able to be more picky and choosy about what videos I produce. And part of me thinks that if this was my full-time source of income, I would kind of be beholden to some of that stuff. Love watching your shorts. You give sound advice. Love all your responsive, negative, positive comments. My favorite YouTubers. I appreciate that. Saw a reel on Facebook and then found you on YouTube. Oh, I didn't even know my reels were coming across Facebook. That's good to know. 2 gallons of gas here in Maryland. Thank you. JJ, stop it. Somebody take that man's credit card. Thank you very much, JJ. I really do. I really do appreciate that. Random question, but what is the age range between your daughters? How do you like it? 5 and 8. I think it's good. I think what Carrie and I thought about was it would be nice if one of them was out of diapers when the other one was born. And I think we just about made that happen. That was just a practical thing, having one out of diapers. What kind of haircut do I get? So you can either ask for a low or a medium skin fade. This is a medium skin fade. So it's skin from here down. A high skin fade is like from here, like it's skin from here down, or there's a low skin fade. So it's a skin fade. So it starts with skin, fades up, and a hard part. So he takes a razor. I don't know if you can see that. He takes a razor blade and like cuts the part into the hair. So mine is a medium skin fade with a hard part is what you ask for if you want this look, not without the receding hairline. Huge fan watching you take your dad tax. Oh, honestly, I stole that from Carrie. That was a Ryan tax of her joke. She did it, and she said Carrie taxed. I forget how long ago she did it, but I heard her say that to the girls, and I'm like, I'm stealing that. Exercise for cheat meals fan. Check it out if you haven't. I have never heard of that YouTube channel, so I will have to check it out for sure. We had barbecue tonight. Barbecue. I know we skipped Pizza Friday. Hope it's the Pork Rind Company. I know. I'm hoping it's epic too. And honestly, so I actually talk about this in my newest vlog. It's with the editor right now, so it'll be out next week. The thing that I would love for Epic to sponsor me for is not even cut me a check, but I would love if they paid for like my airline, airfare, and hotel for the family. I need to bring the family, get a little vacation out of it, to go see where the pork rinds are made. Don't y'all think that would be a good video? If you think that would be a good video, say I think that would be a good video in the chat. And then after this, hit Epic up on Instagram. I think it's Epic Bar or at Epic Provisions, and tell them they need to fly me out to see where the pork rinds are made. So I don't even need them to pay me, just cover my airfare, and then y'all would get a great video out of it. I'd get to see where the pork rinds are made. But yes, it'd be awesome to get an Epic sponsorship. I've started going to the gym, and shamefully I skip leg day every week. What's your weekly routine? So if you go into my YouTube channel and go, there's a playlist for workouts. Those are the workouts that I'm doing. I generally skip legs too a lot. I do a bunch of air squats. And that's about the end of it. But honestly, I have genetically big legs, so that's why. Dad tax is hilarious. Let's see. I got back on Zero after watching a few of your videos. Something I could do forever. Absolutely. How long would you like to do YouTube for? As long as it keeps up. So one of the things that I am trying to work on right now is I am trying to make this, I'm trying to keep YouTube to call it 10 to 15 hours a week. There are some weeks that I do more than that. I'm trying to keep it to like 10 to 15 hours a week total time spent on it, because I am working full time. I do have a family. I don't want to take away from that. I'm trying to keep YouTube like most people would keep a hobby. And I'd say most people, if they're honest, they probably spend an hour and 20 minutes a day on their hobby. And I cut out watching some TV, things like that. But I would like to keep YouTube to a 15-hour a week kind of thing. Dad tax for the win. Great video idea. Absolutely. Let's get out to Epic. I've used intermittent fasting to lose. All right. And so we're going to do 3 more minutes here. And if you're watching this on the replay and stick around for the last 3 minutes, you are my favorite person, because it does help me in the YouTube algorithm when you watch the entire video. But we'll do 3 more minutes. I'm going to try to answer all of these questions. So if you have any last minute questions, get them in now. I'm going to do a lightning round. I've been using intermittent fasting to lose 30 pounds, slowly gain it back over time, but your channel is providing the needed boost. I really appreciate that, man. I highly recommend it. Buff Bro dumbbells, only workout on YouTube. I got to make, yeah, I like Buff Bros. That's a great channel. Great channel. We got great video idea. Watching from Japan, that is absolutely awesome. Favorite cheat meal? Whataburger. I love Whataburger with the French fries. I've been gaining success with YouTube so you can live a financially free life with your family. I appreciate that. I think, again, if everything worked out perfectly, I would have 2 jobs. I would have a full-time job, and YouTube would just be a second income, because YouTube could stop in a day. Like, it's social media. I could be here one day, gone the next, because something comes along. So I don't want to rely on it, but I would love to have the sort of success that it's just a second income. Travel the world with my family, live a life, and retire at 50. That's the dream. Work hard, retire at 50 so that I can enjoy. I don't want to work till I'm 65 or longer. I've been married for 13 years, and Team iPhone or Team Android? iPhone. Everything is filmed on my iPhone, edited on my iPhone. Well, I have an editor now, but it was all prior to that. I edited everything on my iPhone, shot all my thumbnails. It's user friendly. I had Android for like 2 days. I switched iPhone between like 4 and 5. I was like, I'll give Android a try, and I had it for 2 days. Took it back and got the iPhone. All right, so we got through them all. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Again, this was just kind of like a pop-up. Had a little bit of time and thought it'd be fun to jump on. So thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching this on the replay, do me a favor and put the color pink in the comments to let me know you made it to the end of the video, because you are an absolute superstar. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun tonight, and if you want to see more of these, I will try to leave a video on the screen, or just go to the channel, check out the playlist. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to share my journey, share my experience, help motivate and inspire you all, because you all help to motivate and inspire me as well. So thanks again. And if you're in this to lose weight, remember, we're not trying to lose weight fast. We're trying to lose weight forever. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.